Hi, my name is Samantha, and this is Balancing Act. We're going to do a 20-minute practice, and we're going to make it very core focused. So I want you to have a block for this. We're going to be using a block for some of our movement, and just think lots of core, lots of inner body strength for this one, okay? So come to the front of your mats. We're just going to take a moment and get grounded here. So separate our toes nice and wide. See the webbing there. Press those feet evenly through all four corners. Lift up nice and high and reach. Start to get sort of aware of your core here. Suck in your belly button. The way that we can activate our core here is if somebody were to punch you in the stomach and you were just to tense, that's activating your core. So that's how I want you to think about when we're doing all these exercises, really sucking in your belly button towards the back of your spine and very, very strong, like somebody just punched you in the stomach. The other way you can look at it, I want you to forward fold here, separate your feet hip distance apart and just let everything hang. You can think about it as blowing out birthday candles. A nice strong breath where you're blowing out lots of birthday candles will also activate your core in the way that we want to. All right, so we're just letting everything hang here, opening up our hamstrings. Plant your hands on the floor and just walk your feet back into a nice strong plank. Plank is a great way to warm up the whole body, activate the core. So immediately here, we're going to squeeze our glutes and we're going to pull that belly button in. So do that practice of exhaling like you're blowing out birthday candles. I know that we normally want to use our Ujjayi breath when we're doing our yoga practice, but here I want you to exhale in through the nose and then did I say exhale in through the nose? Inhale in through the nose and then exhale through the mouth like you're blowing out birthday candles, and get that sensation of your core really activating here. Beautiful. Now come down to your elbows into a nice plank, forearm plank. When you're in your forearm plank, one thing that you can do to keep your upper body in the correct position is use a block. So if you put your hands on the outsides of your block, you'll find that they're really shoulder width apart. And that's where I want them. You can have them like blades or flat on the floor. But you might find that the biomechanics and where your arms are laying here is kind of uncomfortable, but I want you to live in that uncomfortableness just a little bit as you press through the shoulders and move your chest toward the floor. Drop the knees and pull back into your child's pose. Take a rest and push back down dog. Awesome. I'm going to move my block out of the way. As we reach our right leg up, keep your hip dropped. Your right hip stays nice and low, so your right leg is not coming up too high. And then bring it all the way through. Drop that left. Inhale up. Exhale, drop it down. Right leg comes back. Slowly lower, chaturanga. Inhale up dog. Exhale down dog. Left leg raises. Keep that left hip nice and low. Just get that nice stretch down the back of your right leg. And then bring the knee in and plant it. Inhale up. Exhale, drop it down. Left leg comes back. Press back into your down dog. Right leg raises, and this time bend the knee and drag it in toward your nose nice and slow and crunch and press it back. Again, crunch it in and press it back. Last one, crunch it in and press it back. And your right leg comes all the way through. Drop that knee, untuck the toes and raise it up. Exhale it down. Right leg comes back. Press back into your down dog. Left leg raises. Drop that left hip consciously. Feel the stretch down the back of the right leg. Take a breath here and then bend the left knee and drag your knee towards your nose.
press it back. Knee to nose, press it back. Knee to nose, and press it back. Obviously, we're working the core here. Drop the left knee, inhale it up, exhale it down. Pull it back into your down dog. Awesome. I want you to drop to your right forearm, drop to your left forearm, and you'll find yourself in your dolphin pose here. Now it's going to be harder to reach your heels toward the floor, but that's intentional. And pull those shoulders away from your ears. Start to guide the tailbone back toward the back wall as the heels edge toward the floor. And then we're going to come into a side plank on the left side. So we're going to have to walk our hands out a little bit. Left arm turns in and the right arm extends up. You can stagger your feet like mine are right now. You can stack them. You can also drop your left knee to the floor, whichever modification you like for this, but I want you to press up through the right hip towards the sky here. Activating these obliques, especially on the left side. And then we're going to switch. So bring the right hand down. It's going to take the place of the left and roll over to the other side. Stack the feet, stagger them, however you like. Just reach that left arm toward the sky and really pull away. Your ear and your shoulder want to be as far away from each other as you can get them. Don't forget to squeeze the glutes. And come back into your forearm plank and walk those feet in back into your dolphin pose. Pressing the hips toward the back wall. Now this is a challenging move, but if you can press your hands into the mat and come back into down dog, try it. You might be able to do one hand at a time. Very challenging on the forearms and the biceps, but we're all going to meet together here in our down dog. Awesome. Raise that right leg again. Open up the hip and drop the knee. And from here, I want you to give me some full hip cars. So drop your right knee towards your left. Open it up to the side. Turn the hip back towards the floor and do that again. Drop it, open it, drop the knee toward the floor and down. So you're making these full circles. Now reverse it. Right leg comes up and the hip car goes the other direction. This is like a full 360 mobility work for that hip. And drop the leg down. We're going to come into child's pose for a moment and press back. I think the upper body needs a break. I'm certainly feeling it. And come back up. Beautiful. Let's do that on the left side. Raise that left. Open up the hip. Bend the knee. Let that stretch out. And then take that left knee, drop it all the way down by the right. Open it up to the side. And give me those full hip cars on the left. And reverse them back up. If you've never done hip cars before, it's kind of an unusual movement, but it really does work that hip in all directions. And drop the leg, drop the knees, and press back into your child's pose. And then press the hips all the way forward to the floor. Open up the chest. And press back. And drop the hips. Opening up the chest, stretching out through the core. We've already done quite a bit of core work here, so we're going to be stretching it out through the class. Last one. Drop the hips, open up the core and the chest. Press back down dog. Beautiful. Raise that right leg and bring that right knee in towards your right elbow and press it back. Right knee to right elbow. Press it back. Right knee to right elbow. Press it back and then bring the right knee all the way through. Plant the right foot, drop the knee, untuck the toes. Inhale the arms up. Exhale them down. Take this left foot and just turn it around so that it's parallel to the back of your mat. Inhale the arms up nice and high. We're going to come into a little mini extended right angle. So reach that left arm over the ear, stretching out through the left obliques and the groin. And then drop the left hand and reach the right arm over the ear. Beautiful. Back up one more time. Baby extended. And turn the whole pose back into your front lunge. Get that left knee off the ground and just sink down in this low lunge just for a moment. You can rock back and forth on the ball of your foot. And the right leg comes back. Slowly lower chaturanga. If you need to skip the chaturangas, please do. There's a lot of upper body work involved in working the core when you're facing down toward the mat. So raise the right leg, the left leg here. And then bring the left knee in towards the left elbow and extend it back. Left knee to left elbow. Extend it back. Left knee, left elbow, extend it back. And then bring it all the way through. Inhale the arms up nice and high. Exhale them down and then swivel the back, lower leg so that it's parallel to the back of your mat. Inhale the arms up nice and high and come into your baby extended right angle. Left elbow to your left knee and reach over. So we're going to be on our backs in just a moment, but in the meantime, when we're doing our core facing the mat, there's always a lot of upper body involved. Drop the right and extend the left. And back into your extended. Reverse it. Stretching out through the obliques. Last one. And swivel it forward. Come up into your nice high lunge. Get that right knee off the ground. You can rock back and forth just a little. And bring the left leg back. You can take your chaturanga if you want it. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Beautiful. Walk the feet forward and just come to a seated pose here. Okay, we're going to do some core work with our yoga block. So I want you to have your yoga block on the medium height. So that means this would be low, medium, and tall. So put it on the medium height or the low height, whichever one works for you. We're going to put it so that it's right under our lower back. So just situate it there so your whole entire pelvic bone there is just, and your lower back is just resting on it. It shouldn't hurt. It shouldn't be uncomfortable. And we're going to plant our hands and we're going to raise our feet to the sky. Now this should not hurt or feel uncomfortable. If it does, I want you to do this whole entire sequence without the block, okay? So we're doing legs on the wall and we're just letting gravity sort of pull everything down, extending through the back of the neck. And we're going to start to slowly drop one leg at a time. Just left leg extends, right leg extends. I don't want you to drop that leg too low so that you're putting a lot of pressure on your lower back. There shouldn't be a lot of pressure here. And left leg, right leg.
Now we're going to do some circles here. So these circles don't have to go low. We're absolutely engaging our core here. Just dropping the feet just a little bit is engaging the core. So make these circles to the outside and then make them to the inside. This is strengthening our inner thighs. If you really point your toes, you'll find that you engage your inner thighs, your outer thighs more. And if you feel your core here, you'll absolutely feel it working, especially those lower abs. Whenever we're moving our lower body, we're activating those lower abs. Beautiful. Back to these alternating scissor kicks. Just nice and slow. Let's drop our feet to the floor and pick up through the hips into a light bridge. And while you're in this bridge, lift the left and then the right hip. The left hip and then the right hip. Some people would consider your glutes part of your core. They're definitely very closely related. Debatable if it's core, but nevertheless very important, and we want to keep your glutes strong too. All right, so take your block away and drop your hips to the floor gently. Bring in those knees and make some circles here. And the other direction. Beautiful. So we're going to extend our legs out in front of us, sit up nice and tall. And we're going to do a forward fold. So let's get all that flesh out from underneath our sits bones so that we can sit really, really tall. And inhale the arms up nice and high, dropping the shoulders. Again, engaging the core. And as we're reaching forward, we're keeping the integrity of this pose. So we're reaching up toward the sky, feeling that stretch down the back of our legs. Back of the neck is nice and long. If you want to drop your hands, you can. I just want you to keep the integrity of the forward fold, and I don't want this to become a forehead to the knees type of situation. It's chest to shins, so we're reaching toward the feet. If you want to grab your feet, if you can, press down through the tops of your toes. And then walk those hands all the way up until they go behind you and press your feet towards the floor, lifting up through the hips. You can drop your head here, opening up the whole front of the body. And drop the hips. Inhale the arms up. Again, reach forward, forward fold. Take a couple breaths here. Walk the hands all the way up till they're behind you. Fingers face the back of the mat and lift up through the hips. Pull those shoulders away from your ears. And drop everything down. One more time. Reach high. Extend over. And walk the hands all the way to the back and lift up. Beautiful. And bring your hips to the ground. Last thing we're going to do is roll our backs all the way to the floor. Bring in your right knee. Hug it in. Extend it out. And switch. Left knee comes in. Extend the left leg. Right knee in. Left knee. Very good. So we're going to just sort of move through these. I want you to lift your head, neck, and shoulders off the ground here. Press your lower back into the mat so that you couldn't even slide a piece of paper there. And start bringing in these legs one at a time. If it's too much on the head, neck, and shoulders, you can drop your head to the floor. But we're engaging our core here, pressing it down into the mat as we alternate knees one after the other. And then straightening the legs. Single leg stretch. We're activating the core and we're also stretching. So as we're winding down the class, we're still addressing our core, but getting our last minute stretch in. Beautiful. Bring those knees in and drop them both to the side. Extend your right arm out to the right. And then switch sides. Knees drop to the right. Left arm extends. And we're just going to plant both of our feet and let our knees windshield wiper out from side to side. Beautiful. Hug the knees in one last time. Give yourself a big hug. And then let everything extend out. Beautiful. So that was some good core work that you did. If your core is sore tomorrow, that's a good thing. We don't want it too sore, but a little soreness in our core is a good thing. So thank you for joining me today and taking care of yourself. I'll see you next time here back at Balancing Act. Bye.